Tracy and welcome back to my channel. And here I am in a special new place. I am here at Gary Vaynerchuk's office here at VaynerMedia. So if you're new to my channel, hello and welcome. This is not where I normally shoot my videos. And so I want to make sure that you subscribe to my channel because I put out new videos every single week. So let's talk to Gary because I want to talk to him about his health and fitness journey. And you definitely want to make sure that you watch this video all the way through. So let's go. All right, so four-time New York Times best-selling author, keynote speaker.
Four.
I like that too. Four. Let's make it more. Keynote speaker, serial entrepreneur, and future owner of the New York Jets.
Hopefully.
It's Gary Vaynerchuk. So I am super, super thrilled to have you here today, to be with you today in your office.
Yes.
So I wanted to talk to you about your health and wellness. And I know that in the last, what has it been, 2 years that you've made a change in your
2 years, July 7th.
Ooh.
So
I love
really,
it.
yeah, it's been a game-changing 25 months.
That's amazing.
For me, it was a binary decision, meaning I was never capable of doing anything until I was 38, and now I'm completely, I will die with this pattern. I figured out what worked for me, which really doesn't work for everybody because it's financially taxing, which was I needed a full-time employee, somebody who just lives alongside of me, travels with me, like the scale doesn't lie, is there every day to see it, right?
Amazing.
Talks me through stuff when I'm like hungry and I'm traveling. Like, it's binary. It's the best way I can put it, which is before I wasn't healthy and now I am, and that's that.
I have a question for you.
Yes.
So what was the story going on in your head prior to 2 years ago? What was the mindset because you're so successful?
For about 5 years, I'm like, okay, this is a bad idea to not be healthy.
Right.
Like this will play itself out.
Kids.
Yeah, it wasn't, I had a 2 or 3 year old when I started thinking that way. It was just life.
Right.
Kids, family, success, everything. Like, I'm not doing the things that are gonna put me in a position to live as long as possible that I can control. Yes, I can get hit by a bus.
Right.
But yes, I can get a deadly disease that has nothing to do with the way that I work out and eat. But I can prevent a lot of stuff. And more importantly, you start hearing things in life. I remember one thing that really stuck with me, which was lack of leg strength is why a lot of people end up in nursing homes. And so I was like, is that true? I remember thinking, even if it wasn't, I was like, that makes sense. I'm gonna, so it was just, you know what? For 3 or 4 years, I knew that I wanted to do it. I tried, I trained for 5 weeks this way. And the way I thought about business, which is you're either in or you're out, I knew that that's what I had to do with health and wellness. And so what I did for 2 years, it's the same thing I'm doing right now with work-life balance. I'm right now, as I'm talking to you, in parallel, in my brain, chipping away at myself at the thought of going home for an hour every single day to spend with my kids and then go back out, even though that breaks my pattern of how I like to work. I like to work, 8 a.m. to midnight and just go straight. It's all momentum. The thought of going into my house, eating with my kid, like not checking my phone. Ooh, I have to stop and then wait, restart at 7 p.m. That seems hard, but I'm doing that right now. That's what I did with health and wellness, and I finally just did it.
What I love that you just said, you said that seems hard. That seems hard, but you're getting out of your own way. You're breaking your patterns because that's a success mindset. Otherwise, anyone else is going to find themselves just sitting around 5 years later and still perpetuating that same story of, I want to get in shape, I should get in shape, I should get healthy, but you have to do something drastic, right, to break the pattern.
I think 99% of people watching right now think it's going to be a tactic.
Right.
They think it's like somebody's going to come along with an ebook.
An
ebook exercise that works for them, or some superfruit in the Amazon is waiting to be discovered to come to America and fix it's not that. It's religion over tactic. And so whether you have to hit rock bottom or get scared, my thing is, I remember saying at 40, I'm gonna do this. That was my plan. And then it was like, I was 38 and a half, right? I was like 38, and I was like, ooh, it seemed like I kept chipping away, and I'm like, you know what? At 39, why am I gonna wait to 40? At 39, I'm gonna do this. And then it was like, you know what? I'm just gonna do this next week. And that's what happened. And so I would say something drastic. I would say for anybody who can afford it, if you're watching this right now and you are wealthy, and I mean this, and you are not taking care of your health, you're an idiot. And let me explain what I mean by that.
Yes.
For you to buy a fancy car or fly private or buy a third home and not make the $100,000 a year commitment to somebody who can be with you side by side, either you're accountable to yourself or you're accountable to somebody else. That's how humans are wired.
Totally.
I was not accountable to myself with health and wellness, so I brought somebody into the equation. Yeah. That's all that one with wealth has to do.
Right. No, accountability works. It's 95% proven success rate. You have to have some level of accountability.
I remember 5 years ago thinking, oh, there's gonna be scales that are gonna just tweet out your weight every morning automatically, and that would work for me. And it ended up that it wasn't for everybody. I just needed one person,
right.
But yeah, that's what I think.
So I know the answer to this, and I know that you said this. So how many hours do you work in a day?
You know, I throw a lot of numbers around. Let's really ground it. My normal day really is 8 p.m. to 11. So that's 15. That's my real most standard day.
So I want everyone watching this to hear this, because on a regular 15-hour day. So if you're watching this and you're saying,
oh, are you talking to people who say they don't have time?
Oh my God.
I was like, where's she going? That is ridiculous.
It's ridiculous.
Because every single person does something every day for an hour, whether it's sleep or work. Yeah. And listen, nobody wanted to sleep or work more than me. I was very one-dimensional. Yeah. Get as much rest as possible, work, and spend time with the family in extremes, weekends and holidays. That's how I managed my life. I did not think my assistants, couldn't believe that I would have not an hour. It ends up being an hour and a half. Right. Because you got to shower, you got to get ready. It seemed impossible to have 90 minutes more, but I just did it. It's just, your actions are your truth. Yeah. Like, if you want it, you can do it. And everybody who's watching right now, 99% of people watching right now can sleep 1 hour less. They just can. Yeah.
I love that. So get out of your own way. Get into action. Your actions are your truth. I mean, that's it.
100%. Like people just coming up, there is no excuse for it. No. Like, you could literally be poor, on welfare, 2 children, 3 jobs, and you still could do it. Yeah. I mean, you could.
Because there's access to everything at this point.
You could.
Want to do some Batwings?
Yeah.
Okay.
Show me
so
what I do.
You're going to do what I do.
Okay.
Thanks for being good sport. So don't put your arms down. I'm going to ask you some questions. Yeah.
This?
Good. Yeah. Just like that. Okay. Now put your hands facing backwards. So
what do you mean, like this?
Yeah. Yep. Perfect. Yeah. Good. So keep going like that. Keep going.
Okay.
So red or white wine.
Either.
Faster.
I think that people.
Faster.
Most people think that red wine is better than white wines.
Pinkies up.
Pinkies up.
Sorry to interrupt you.
So I think both.
Okay, I like that. From where?
I'm very hot on Portuguese wines right now.
Ooh, I like that. Portuguese.
Very underpriced.
Flick your hands back. So go backwards with there you go. Good. So you should feel your triceps in the back of your shoulders.
I did arms today, so I'm like, God damn it.
Love this.
Wish I could have did legs.
Best favorite quality about yourself. Pinkies up again. Up.
Patience.
Oh, I love that. And least favorite quality about yourself.
God, I love myself. I've really hacked on it for the last 20 years, which is I thought I at one point I was bullshit, then I became embellishing, and now I'm in a good spot.
I love that. That's great. Last meal, what would you want it to be?
Probably sushi of Gary omakase.
Delicious if you're in New York. Amazing. And what's the best piece of advice, Pinkies Up, that you've ever been given?
That. My dad, back to what I said I didn't like about myself, at 14, 15, I would say anything to sell something. Yeah. And he taught me that word was bond. But, I was born in Belarus in the former Soviet Union, very kind of Russian Jewish thing. Your honor is everything, and it really saved me. I really do think that I'm truly successful because the DNA and the way my mom parented me. But ultimately, I think it was my dad making sure that I wasn't full of shit that really took me to the next level.
That's amazing. I love that. Straighten your arms up, drop your shoulders down. There you no,
was that good?
Yep, you were good. And relax. Awesome. Oh my God, Gary, thank you so much.
Guys, I gotta tell you, were you impressed? Yeah. I gotta tell you something. I would have never been able to do that 2 years ago. Especially, what's funny, I actually had a slight little tear in my shoulder early on, and Jordan, my new trainer, Mike, for the first 2 years, who I had, and I've had Jordan for 3 months now, Mike was scared of it. He stayed away from it, so I didn't do a lot, but Jordan's been chipping away slowly at it, And I really felt, Jordan, congrats. I really feel it.
Nice. Thank you so
Thanks
much.
For having
Thanks for
me.
being a really
Take
good
care.
sport.
Thanks
Super
for you guys.
fun.
Take care. Bye.
So Gary gave us so much wisdom. And one of the biggest things that I took away from the time that I had with him is that your actions really dictate your life. And so I want you to hear that if you are struggling with your health and your wellness, if you can't hire someone full time, there's always something you can do. And really the most important thing is to step into that success mindset as he demonstrates so beautifully. Get out of your own way, commit, and take action every single day. You can count on me to help. So make sure if you're not already to subscribe to my channel because I put up new videos every single week. See you next time.